It was fun times when Saturday was here because a lot of folks wanted to know exactly where their favorite high school players were going to take their talents to continue their collegiate football careers. And there was a lot of folks out there that heard the phrase, "We coming. We coming. I'm bringing my luggage and it's Louis, but we coming." And some of those athletes were like, hey, you see me? Come pick me up. I want to come play for you. Hey, I'm willing to come over there and do whatever it is you need for me to do out there in Boulder, Colorado. I want to play on your team. And some of those athletes had the opportunity to get out there and visit and see what was going on. And then others, they didn't quite get the call. But you know what? This young man had the opportunity in which Deion Sanders took a look at his profile and said, hey, I see you. He ain't hard to find. Well, the young man let him know he ain't hard to find either. But the $1 million question is, did he take his talents to Boulder, Colorado, or did he bolt and go somewhere else? We're going to talk about it right after this. You know it's your favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos and tap in the free to two and tell them to come on in. It's not but positive vibes. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and tap on in this thing, get straight to it, because I'm going to tell you right now, things can get a little crazy all the time, especially when you're watching sports, because sometimes athletes might want to go here and they say, wait a second. Nah, I think I'm going this way instead. When you see a physical specimen out there on the field whose first step off the ball is lethal, his ability to take on double team blocks as well as neutralize chop blocks. Hey, I used to love that block right there when somebody try to chop block me, boy, and I just dry they behind right down in the dirt, letting them know, guess what? You got to try that again. So looking at this young man do this, I'm sitting there like, woo, this boy here put on his show. But I'm going to tell you, this is something that you have to take a hard look at as a coach to see that this young man has definitely been coached up as far as playing on that interior line, letting everybody know, hey, listen, some of the tricks of the trade that we as linemen like to use, some of these defensive guys, they have been trained up to see that, hey, there's ways to neutralize those things. And this young man is definitely one of those ones that can get out there on that field and neutralize an offensive player trying to, get crafty out there when it comes to blocking. Now, you already know, Deion Sanders is out there lurking when he see players out there of this magnitude because, somebody's always sending a player or two over to him to let him know, hey, listen, you might want to take a look at this guy. This guy here was somebody that Coach Prime, he peeked in and took a look at the young man to see what he could do. And he said, hey, I ain't hard to find. Young man told him back, Coach, I ain't hard to find either. Then the crazy thing is when I look at this young man, his build, his stature, just how how he's put together, I say, you know what? This young man reminds me of two athletes that was at Jackson State University, Aubrey Miller and James Houston IV. Now, before anybody get to talk about, man, Coach, he don't remind you of nothing. Look here, man. Let me tell you something. This young man getting off that ball, delivering the punches that he's delivering. And when I say punches, what I mean delivering the blows to those offensive running backs as well as those quarterbacks back there in the pocket trying to throw the ball, and those running backs trying to run, or better yet, just blowing up a lineman on the interior line of scrimmage that thought they were going to block him when the ball was snapped. Is just something funny to sit and watch. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was a couple of times here and there where they were able to double and triple team him to keep him from getting in the backfield. But when this young man was lining up against someone in which they were going one-on-one, he was tearing their heads off, just flat out embarrassing them because they didn't quite understand, like, man, I saw this dude on tape. He's legit as far as what's going on, but I wasn't expecting him to give it to me like this. Yeah, this young man was giving it to him for real. And the young man I'm talking about, Maltese champ, 6 foot, 225 pounds. He's an offensive guard as well as defensive end and outside linebacker. Now, he played his high school football at Homer High School in Homer, Louisiana. Now, this young man was named to the 2022 Max Prep All-American team. Also, I believe he was named to the 1A All-District honor. He had 1A All-District honors, 101 tackles, 10 sacks, and 3 defensive touchdowns. Now, you hearing this like, wait a minute. This kid is locking. This kid logged 100 tackles in one season of high school. Yeah, this kid was getting off like that. Champ is a physical nightmare out there on the field. There will be many who will look at his measurables and say, hey, you know what? There's no way in the world this young man could continue to play that position while on the college level. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Looking at what this young man can do, working on his technique and skills, this young man can get out there. He can possibly play that defensive end as well as play the linebacker position as well, play middle or outside linebacker where he's standing up. Now, this is the key ingredient here. I want you to understand one thing. This young man ran track in high school. So I think he ran distance. I think he was doing like, what, the 400. I could be wrong. It might have been a 200 relay or the 400 relay, but this young man was out there running. So his endurance is there. It's just a matter of getting with the right program to make sure that they're able to continue to keep coaching this young man up to get him to where he's trying to go. This kid is definitely a physical specimen that's going to be out there that's going to cause nightmares for whomever it is he decided he's going to take his talents to continue his collegiate football career. And I'm sure many of you already know exactly where he's going. But if you don't, I'm going to tell you right now, he chose to go to Texas Southern. That's right. He didn't choose Colorado. He went to Texas Southern instead. There's a lot of offers out there for this young man. I know somebody be like, Coach, Colorado didn't offer this kid. You know what? That might be all well and great. But you know what? When your coach peek in and see what's going on with him, he has some type of vision as far as where he can put this young man out there on the field. Trust me, if you can get James Houston, who played linebacker at Florida, if you can get him to see the vision of playing defensive end for you at Jackson State, and now you play defensive end for the Detroit Lions, there's no way in the world you're not going to sit here and tell me that clock wasn't ticking around in Coach Deion Sanders' head trying to figure out, hey, where could I put this young man? But trust and believe, I'm sure Coach McKinney is going to look at some things and see exactly where he can go out there on the field. And I'm just like, look, let's just make sure we get this young man in the right position, because I'm going to be honest with you. You can put him at a fullback position, a down here, have him as a downhill blocker, or better yet, you can give him that ball on 4th and 2, be a bowling ball just rolling down the alley, getting everybody out the way. You know, you remember kind of like how Allstott for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who they used to give him that ball on short distance plays and just let him go to work. But all I'm saying to you is this. I'm glad this young man chose to go to an HBCU to continue his collegiate football career. I'm glad that he's going to be in the SWAC, so we definitely get to see this young man get out there on the field and get off this upcoming football season. Hey, congratulations to you, Waltez Champ, on choosing to go to Texas Southern University. Coach McKinney, look forward to seeing you and the Texas Southern football program get out there and do some great things this upcoming season with all of the new recruits that you have coming into the program. But until next time, be the one and lead.